Episode 8: How I Overcame the Lowest Point in My Life. When I first got out of college, I worked at a company that I stayed with for 7.5 years. One day, when I was 2.5 months out of a terrible car accident, working on a failing side project with a friend, and on my way to my second bile duct surgery, I got fired from my job. I lost my health insurance and I had to shut down my side project. The project was an aquaculture facility where we were breeding endangered species for the aquarium industry in order to prevent them from being taken out of the wild. On top of everything, I had a bile stone stuck in my bile duct that nearly killed me. I didn't know that that's what was happening to me at the time, but all I knew was that I felt terrible. I had to have emergency surgery to have it removed after I collapsed one day and had to be rushed to the emergency room. I got fired from my job on April 17, 2015, and within 2 weeks I was moved out of my rental townhouse that I had worked so hard for. It was the nicest place that I've ever been able to afford up to that point. I put everything I owned in storage except for my computer and the essentials. I had to shut down my aquaculture facility. I pulled out my 401k, and I lived off that so that I could afford to COBRA my health insurance in order to care for my deteriorating health issue. All of this while I built my now consulting business. It was the lowest point that I have ever felt in my life, ever. Here's how I overcame it. While I sat at this exact desk, I made a decision. The decision was to never, ever find myself at such a low point ever again. And so I worked from 7 a.m. until 11 p.m. every day getting clients. Since I had no work in the beginning, I spent 100% of my time getting work. As the work came in, I spent half the time on the work and the other half on getting even more work. I learned a new lesson just about every day, if not more than one. During the tough times, I thought a lot about my next place and how badly I wanted back my independence. I pushed myself to work out as often as I could in order to get stronger. Whenever I felt bad, I thought about how much better everything would be and how I wanted it to be once I got back on my feet. It didn't do me any good to focus on what I didn't have, so instead I tried to focus as much as I could on being grateful for what I did have: a roof over my head, food on my table, and the drive for better. I did this until January of 2016 when I was finally able to get a lease on an apartment and retrieve all my belongings from storage. It was one of the best feelings in the world. It was a second chance. I felt like a phoenix rising from the ashes. From there, I continued to grow my business and all aspects of my life started to improve. It was awesome. If you're watching this and you're going through a hard time at the moment, just remember that it happens to everyone. You're not alone. We all have our ups and our downs. Work hard, stay focused, and keep aiming for what you want. You will eventually get there. Take it day by day and do the best you can with what you have. You can do it. I'll leave you with this. Life is 10% what happens to us and 90% how we react to it.